Welcome to another video, and we are back playing Umi Swordsoul, and we got extra spice today. And I know I always say I bring extra spice, but this is some real extra spice. Someone in yesterday's video commented that I should be playing Magellanica, the Deep Sea City, in this deck, and I was like, you know what? Sounds fun, I'll give it a try. What this is going to do is let us modulate our levels to do higher level synchro summons. That means we can make Psychic and Punisher, we can make Baron de Fleur when we normally couldn't. Our opponent is summoning a Swap Frog, discarding Deep Sea Diva. We hit him with the Max C. We hit him with the Max C because you know what? It's been done to me so many times. I know now I'm the villain. Max C their turn. Summon the Spray Red, give themselves a monster negate, and they're passing to us. Alright. Let's show off the power of the Deep Sea City. We're going to start by special summoning a Ecclesia. Now we do have to play around this monster negate, so I'm not going to kill my opponent this turn. I'm going to be careful. Let's hit the Swap Frog. Now they don't have a negate. Let's get showing off this combo. Alright. Special summon the Mo Yi. We have not normal summoned yet. We're going to reveal the emergence in hand. Give ourselves a token. And let's activate the Magellanica. Now this does two things. When it's activated, we can place a water monster from our deck on top of the deck. We are going to put the Jellyfish. Then we're going to increase the level. You can increase the level by 1 or 2 of a water monster you control. We're going to increase by 2. Go straight into Baron. That's it. Mo Yi makes Baron now. We're going to draw a card. Drawing that Jellyfish that we knew was there because we put it on top of the deck. Very cool. Could also do this to get the Ocean Dragon Lord. Now we still have our normal summon. So we can normal summon Jelly and summon the Ocean Dragon Lord, locking them into waters. Get our Umi lock with the Sea Stealth attack. But we're gonna do something else first because we don't want to trap ourselves. We're going to activate Emergence. Get the Strategist. Special summon Strategist first because Baron's a wind, Strategist a fire. So we gotta do this before we set our own Umi lock up. Don't want to Umi lock ourselves by mistake. Get the Supreme Sovereign, and we synchro summoned. We synchro summoned a water synchro monster, which means we can take a look at our opponent's hand and steal a card from it till the end of turn. So let's take a look at our opponent's hand. Steal their Nibiru, if they have it. Although they probably could have activated Nibiru already. Opponent has a Harpy's Feather Duster and a Deep Sea Diva. I'm sorry, opponent. You're playing my beloved Atlantean sprites, and we are going to punish you for it. Let's take away that Feather Duster, burn our opponent for 1200, banish a card from their field and graveyard, banishing that Ronin Toad, and opponent not going to wait for the Waterlock. They are out of here. You know what? Waterlock wouldn't have done very much against them, although with the Sea Stealth attack on field, every turn we can banish a water monster until end of turn. That does trigger the Che-Yang, which means we can banish a card from field and graveyard. So very devastating to the opponent. I understand why they would concede. Let's go on to the next one. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I'll have more quality content in the future. I'll have the full deck list at the end of the video as well. This is a very clunky hand, I will say. We got Blackout, but no worms, and we got 2 Jellyfish. Let's just summon the other Jellyfish, go into our boy Stealth Kraken, and hope that Max C can carry us to victory. You know, normally I'm not the villain, but today I'm the villain. I'm playing the triple Max C, and we're going to take advantage of it. Opponent playing Pendulums. Max C, activate. Opponent, you gonna give us any cards here? Every summon is a Max C. Opponent drawing their own cards with Upstart Goblin. Drawing 1, 2. Drawing 3. Hit us with the triple draw. Opponent. Activating Spellbook of Knowledge. Got a lot of spell counters on this Servant. Activating Allure. Drawing 2, banishing a card from hand. Magician's Souls, interesting. And playing Abyss Actors. Going to special summon this card from the Pendulum Zone, giving us a card finally. Opponent playing into the Max C. Giving us the Mystical Beast Jackal and the Servant of Endymion. Alright, now this does have a spell negate. While this card is on the field, you can remove 2 spell counters from their field to negate a monster effect activation and destroy that card, so we can no longer pop anything with Stealth Kraken. But we're going to try it anyway. Opponent, negating and popping. Well, that's not the worst, because when this boy dies, he comes back. He comes back in Kraken form. Again, a special summon from the graveyard. Or a special summon from the extra deck, a Stealth Kraken spawn, and reattach himself. Now if our opponent summons a water monster, we can pop it, but they are going into Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. The Pendulum Curse, the one card that should be banned but isn't. Opponent again there, Astrograph Sorcerer. Drawing a card. Summoning the Sorcerer. Very nice Prismatic too. Opponent must really love their Pendulums. Maxi, save us. Save us from this nonsense. I will say, you know, I don't like Maxi, but Maxi is saving us right now. Opponent activating. Abdicator. Summoning a Beyond the Pendulum. And that is an Ash target. Opponent activating to summon a Pendulum monster, or add a Pendulum monster to our hand from the deck. We are going to Ash an opponent. No negates. Beyond the Pendulum is negated. Setting 2. Attacking our Kraken spawn. Big mistake, opponent. That is going to give us back our Kraken, and on your main phase 2, he is still activatable. It is not hard once per turn. That means we can pop the Jackal, taking away their monster negate. Opponent not reading the Kraken spawn. Underestimating the power of Kragans. Let's activate the Fish Sonar. Search for an Ocean Dragonlord. Activate the Swordsoul Emergence. Search for a Strategist. Let's activate. Strategist. Summoning. Getting a token. We're going to return a card to the hand. Let's return one of those back rows. They only got one back row left. Make the Veranda Fleur to negate whatever that mystery back row is. Burn our opponent for 1200. Pop their Beyond the Pendulum with our Kraken spawn, dealing more damage. And tribute summon the Ocean Dragonlord. Meaning we can get the Waterlock online. We have an Umi in the graveyard. Where is it? The bottom there from our Jellyfish on our first turn. Get that Sea Stealth attack if our opponent can stop this attack. They're going to get out of here. Oh, I'm trying to hit us with the Mirror Force. Baron negate. Get out of here. No Mirror Force for us. I haven't seen this card in so long. Baron says no. Let's get in for lethal damage. Umi Swordsoul does it again. Let's go on to the next game. In the Duelist Cup with Umi Swordsoul, testing out some of the spicy techs. Opponent is playing Dark Magicians, or maybe they're playing Spirals. I always get afraid. Until I see the Dark Magician, you can't be sure. Opponent summon a Dark Magician though. Get their Timaeus United Dragon on field to fusion summon into a Dark Magician. Activating Fusion Deployment, very spicy. Lets you fusion summon a monster. Well, sorry, it lets you summon a monster from your deck that's mentioned on a fusion card. You can use this to get Fulna Elbaz as well. I'm sure there's a big list of monsters you can get with this. There's probably some spicy ones actually. Maybe I should be playing Fusion Deployment. It actually seems pretty fun. Alright, opponents, this is their end board though. They got one mystery spell. And they're passing to us. So we can't target that spell that's face down. But we can do a lot of other things. Let's get the Moyi. Moyi gonna get summoning after we get the Shathana, because we don't want to get got by this. Who knows what this could be? So we're summoning this first. Our backup plan, if Moyi gets negated or something terrible happens, we just go into the Stealth Kraken. Get ourselves the Swordsoul token. Make a Baxia. Baxia gonna let us target one monster, shuffle it into the deck. We're gonna get that Dark Magician. Opponent activating Eternal Soul in response to summon a Dark Magician. That is not going to do anything, and that is a big weakness there, that Eternal Soul. We're going to get the Supreme Sovereign on field. Activate Baxia. Summon the Taya. Banish a card from our graveyard, triggering Supreme Sovereign. Means we get to pop that Eternal Soul, banish a monster from the graveyard, and that's going to wipe our opponent's entire field. We can reveal with the Magellanica, increase the level, make a Veranda Fleur, but this is very lethal. Poor Dark Magicians. Never stood a chance against Umi Swordsoul. Let's go on to the next game. Opponent is going first, playing Rikkas. And you know what? I always say this. If you know how a deck works because you've played it, it makes it very easy to fight. Otherwise, I'm sure Rikkas would dominate us right now. Rikka is very strong. Let's negate the Petal. Petal was going to search for any Rikka monster added to their hand. Alright, opponent, what else you got? Opponent has the Rikka Fairy. Gonna special summon itself and search for a Rikka spell. We have to negate that. If they get that field spell up, they'll be tributing our monsters. We'll be having a bad time. Get negated. Stop our opponent from getting the field spell. Opponent has the Glamour in hand though. They're going to tribute their monster to search for 2 Rickas. And as long as they have a Ricka on the field, that other Ricka is a hand trap that can negate monster effects. Summoning that princess, going into a rank 4 Queen Strenna. And this is pretty strong. Like, still, we did a lot of disruption. Opponent still has a pretty strong field, and it doesn't look that strong. But what opponent can do is they can activate this Ricka Princess to negate a monster effect, tribute the Queen Strenna, and when this card's tributed, they can special summon a rank 5 or higher Plantic Sea from their extra deck, meaning they can get the Teardrop Ricka Queen, which can force us to tribute a monster. So they really have a negate and a tribute on field, although it doesn't look like they got that much. Let's draw the emergence, activate, get ourselves the Moyi, and we're going to just go ham here. Jellyfish, activate, because opponent is like, what? Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I thought you were playing Sword Souls. Why is there a Jellyfish? You know what? Are you going to negate? Opponent not negating. Big mistake. They should have negated the Jellyfish. They didn't know to be afraid. Moyi, going to activate. Give us a token. Opponent. Negating. There we go. We knew it. We knew it was going to happen. Negating the Moyi. Special summoning, and they're summoning not the Ricka. I thought they were going to summon Ricka Queen. They're summoning Sacred Tree Beast Hypertron. And what does this do? Quick effect, detach a material of the same type, and you can negate the activation and destroy it. So this is a monster negate because it's got the Ricka Queen Strenna attached. So let's see what we can do here. Stealth Kraken. Get poppin'. Opponent negating and popping our Stealth Kraken. Well, opponent, you're about to learn a lesson. When Stealth Kraken's popped, it resummons the Kraken spawn. Attaching. And opponent's Ricka deck is mostly waters. This monster, not a water. But we got water pop with a Stealth Kraken spawn on field. Let's special summon the Strategist. Get ourselves a token. Special summon the Longyun. And normally, see, I know how to play Rickas. Normally, I would never have made the Longyun on. And when this card came out, I was like, this card's bad. But in this very specific situation, the Longyun is the card to make, because if they activate this field spell, Longyun banishes it. If they activate a monster effect, Longyun banishes it. And that is 1 spell, 1 monster each turn. So that means our opponent, if they activate a monster effect right now, Longyun going to banish it and burn them. Let's hit him with the Stealth Kraken spawn. Opponent, you have any monster effects you're going to activate in the end phase? That's right, the Ricka Petal on our turn still. Sword Soul Sovereign, banish, and burn. Opponent, what are you going to do? Activate Ricka Glamour. Sword Soul Sovereign, going to leave it. We only banish the field spell. Opponent, summoning the Petal. Let's get poppin' with the Kraken spawn. It's a water, and opponent has no more plays. They are out of here. Longyun and the Kraken doing so much work. Let's go on to the next game. Going first, we got Ecclesia. Use the Ecclesia because Moyi are only Sword Soul in hand. Get the second Moyi. Reveal Moyi. And we're just going to do classic Sword Soul plays. Sometimes classic Sword Soul plays enough. And you know what? I'm sorry to my opponent because this hand is disgusting. This is why people hate Yugioh Masterduel. Because we're going to set up our board. We're going to set up our negate. We're going to set up our... Here we go. Set up the negate with the Grandmaster. We're going to set up the negate with the Baron. We got Maxi on the standby phase with an Ash Blossom and an Imperm. Opponent, I'm sorry. I hope you can get through this, but you know we both know. Okay, opponent activating Drytron. We're gonna start with our Ash because we're starting with the Ash because although they can probably play through this, if they have Call By, they're gonna use Call By right now on the Ash, and you know we're just gonna let that happen because Maxi gonna be ruthless against this deck. Drytron's gonna summon a lot of monsters normally. Opponent activating another Drytron, and we're gonna Maxi. Opponent had no response to the Ash, so they have a response to the Maxi. And opponent, I feel you're suffering. Konami, please fix this. Please ban Maxi. Thank you. Thank you for this public service announcement. Let's go on to the next game. We are back, testing out Magellanica, Deep Sea City, and Sword Souls. And we got a bit of an interesting hand here. Opponent going first, setting 1 card. And we have some very spicy choices here. We could go try and go full Swordsoul combo. No idea what this set back row is. But what we're going to do instead is play around an Imperm. We're going to Jellyfish. Try and special summon the Shathana. If Jelly gets negated, did not, but if it did, we would have still got to play. We would have still got to play because we can set C Stealth Attack, activate Magellanica, and have negates on our opponent's turn. Opponent not negating though, so we're going to go into Stealth Kragan. Kragan get attacking. And opponent hitting us with Mirror Force. What is this? Why are everyone playing Mirror Force? Is this some meta tech I don't know about? Is Mirror Force good now? Let's summon the Kragan spawn. Get attacking. And we're going to set our C Stealth Attack, set our Imperm. We got Max C. We got Clasia for follow-up plays. Opponent summoning a Toon Cyber Dragon. Let's activate that Magellancia, and if you know the rules, explain to me why this is not working. But when you activate this with C Stealth Attack, it doesn't activate and put a card from your deck on top of your deck. Why? I don't know. You tell me. We activated Umi, but when it activates, it adds a water, but it didn't do it. Is this broken? Is it bugged? You let me know. Let's chain Max C. Stop our opponent from doing any more wombo combo plays. Looks like they got nothing. Not even bothering to attack us. Oh, they can't because it's a Toon Cyber Dragon. Let's Ecclesia. Get the Taya. Taya gonna banish the worm from the graveyard to make the token, and let's increase the level. Show off that spice of the Magellancia. Increase the level. Go into a Baron. Baron gonna get poppin'. Just kidding, we're not even gonna get poppin'. Why waste Baron's pop? We can resummon our Kragan spawn. That seems much better. Now our Baron is a water monster. That means we can save it with C Stealth Attack. And you know what that means? That means every time we negate with Baron, it's a once activation. It's a once face up on the field activation. But if we banish it with C Stealth Attack while it's a water monster, it resets Baron's negate. That means we can negate with Baron every turn. We have turned Baron into a repeatable Omni negate. You're welcome. Opponent. Drawing a card, and that is the face of defeat right there. Infinite Baron negates. Let's go on to the next game. You know, I'm sorry for becoming the villain. I think it's true what they say. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, and I've become the villain right now. We're going to get the Ocean Dragon Lord a hand. We're going to do Ecclesia things. Get our Moyi. Reveal the Strategist. Special summon the Grandmaster. Moyi gonna draw us a card. Grandmaster gonna search. We got Jelly Ocean Dragon Lord plays for next turn. Let's special summon the Strategist. Get ourselves the Cheying and set Blackout. Burn our opponent for 12. Set Blackout, set Call by opponent. It's a pretty good board. Can you get through it though? Opponent playing Pendulums. Now Pendulums, they're my nemesis, but we're the villain today, so maybe Pendulums are the hero? You let me know. Who's the villain in this game? Because I feel like Pendulums are always the villain. Rudely popping our Call by the Grave with some nonsense. And Dimion. Gonna get Pendulum summoning. Thank you, Konami, for Master Roll 4, stopping them from vomiting their entire extra deck onto the field. Opponent summoning Reflection. With this card's special summon, they can target a card we control and a card with a spell counter and return that card to the hand. It's going to get rid of the Cheying before we get to use his Banish effect. That is pretty rude. So we're going to chain Blackout in response. Pop a Pendulum Scale and the Reflection. Was this the correct Pendulum Scale to pop? I don't know. But we're popping it. We still got the negate with the Grandmaster. Opponent summoning Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is pretty rough here. They're hitting us with a DPE. DP once per turn pop is very good, and he doesn't need to pop because the attack reduction from the hero monsters in the graveyard is enough to just attack over our Grandmaster, so we're going to force the pop out of him by negating DPE, but I think it's too late here. Opponent getting in. Popping our Grandmaster in response. It's going to come back next turn. We got a top deck draw. Something to get out of this situation. We can, very spicy a little bit. We banish the Blackout so we get a Swordsoul token. May give us a possibility of doing an extension play on our turn. And we drew the fish sonar. That is so rough. If we had drawn any worm monster, any worm, we could have used the Adhara in hand to add the strategist back and summon it, and then we have two plays because we got Jellyfish, Ocean Draglord, and the Swordsoul combo, but missed it out. Our only hope is that opponent sees that and then pops our token in the standby phase, so we cannot activate the effect of the of the Adhara in the graveyard. So opponent, are you big brain enough to do that play? No, opponent is not big brain enough. So we're going to activate in response. Maybe opponent will pop the token out of fear. Looks like they won't. And we don't have a worm monster that we can get with Fish Sonar, because there are no level 7 or lower monsters in my hand from my deck that mention Umi or water normal monsters. The only worm that's a water monster is not level 7. It's very sad. Konami, please release a level 7 or lower worm water monster. We're going to summon Jellyfish, summon the Ocean Dragonlord, and opponent for some reason not negating any of this. Maybe they're afraid of the strategist still. We're going to activate Dragonlord, search for the Magellanica, activate the Magellanica. Do we have a hope here? Do we have a chance? Because we have a negate right now with a Jellyfish and the Magellanica on field. Opponent going to be forced to sack down to one monster, meaning they can't summon anything. And what can we do here? What can we do? We actually have some options. We can synchro summon, increasing the level, or we could just pass and do nothing. I don't think I'm going to do nothing though. I'm going to add a Moe to the top of the deck, and I'm going to synchro summon, making Baron. Baron will trade with the DPE. That is unfortunate. Opponent choosing to pop the DPE. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I should have made the Supreme Sovereign. Supreme Sovereign immune to DPE's popping. That probably would have been the better play. We get to pop that Endymion, but DP coming back, and opponent is not dead. Opponent has one more chance. One more chance. They have two cards in hand, but they have DPE. Opponent popping. We get our Jellyfish back, but we have no negate, no Umi on the field. Opponent Pendulum summoning, and I think we're in trouble. These monsters are thick. We got to get a godly top deck now, but we already know the top card of our deck, and it's not going to be enough. It's Moe Yi, and we can summon the Moe Yi, but it's going to get popped by the DPE. And we can summon the Che Ying, but it's going to get popped by the DPE. Opponent negating our Fish Sonar is the last disrespect. And that's it, we're out of here. Alright, let's go on to the deck list. Here is the full deck list. And we were testing out Magellanica at 3, because if you want to test something out, run it at 3. Alright, we got Adhara, triple Maxi, triple Ash, 1 Shathana, triple Moe, double Taya, 2 Ecclesia, triple Jellyfish, 1 Ocean Draglord, 2 Sovereign, 1 Vishuda, 2 Vishuda, Ashuna, Swordsoul Emergence at 3, Fish Sonar at 3, triple Magellanica, 2 Call By, 1 Crossout, 2 Imperm, 1 Blackout, 1 Sea Stealth. In the extra deck, Yazi, Baxia, Draco Berserker, Adamant Spitter Wizard Dragite, Grandmaster, Grandmaster Part 2, Veranda Fleur, Supreme Sovereign, Sinister Sovereign, Psychic End Punisher. Never had a chance to make this, but you can do it. Increase the level of your Swordsoul token when you summon with Longyan, instant Psychic End Punisher, Kraken Spawn, double Tenyi, and the Shaman of the Tenyi. If you like this, make sure to check out my other Umi Swordsoul videos. Been playing this deck for a while. It is pretty fun. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.